Welcome back. We're here with Game 3 of the Dota 2 Canada Cup. I'm NYJohn, your shoutcasting host for the evening. We have Root Gaming versus Denial Esports. And if you've been with us the whole time, you know that we've seen some amazing gameplay from each team. And now we're all tied up with one apiece. Root and Denial going to Game 3, trying to find a little bit of separation and an opportunity to close out the series with a victory here. But these teams do look evenly matched, I have to say. Root in the first game were able to persevere and take a longer victory. Denial in the second game went hyper aggressive. They saw what Root were doing. They were trying to fall back on a couple of core carries, and they just didn't let them. Didn't give them any breathing space. Really countered some of their picks, which we don't see all too often. Teams going directly for counter picks, but Night Stalker does a lot of work against that Weaver. Being able to have that silence allows you to burst her down. She's not the she's not the tankiest hero, I should say. And as such, if you're able to keep her from using the time lapse or Sakuchi, you can definitely handle her. But it wasn't just the Weaver. It was shutting down the Gyrocopter. It was taking advantage of the support in Shadow Demon. And it all just went well for them. And we see response bans as a result this game. Denial have banned out the Batrider, who we saw snaking play amazing in Game 1. Root have banned out Mihawk and Masoku's heroes in the Nature's Prophet and Chen respectively. And Denial are going to have to round it out by banning the Tree and Protector. That leaves a Wisp open. So first pick Wisp for Root Gaming. And we haven't seen a Wisp in one of these games really since Molotov, early on in the Dota 2 Canada Cup. And I'm curious to see how Root try and make use of it here. Is it going to be a straight CK pick? Denial respond with the Lifestealer pickup immediately. So it's probably going to be an Ewo or a Smash Lifestealer. We saw them try and run that Lifestealer middle. It did well, but the other carry didn't do so great. So it was difficult for Smash to try and really carry that game by himself. But certainly a different setup to this game so far. Do they go for the Darkseer here to add to the Lifestealer? Seems like one of the better options available for Denial. They're going to pick up the Clock instead, though. Clock Lifestealers so far. And Root have an opportunity to pick up the Darkseer if they like. Or they can just let Darkseer slip through. A lot of teams don't put that big of an emphasis on Darkseer. I know there's a whole majority of teams that love him. But some teams feel like he's falling off. His ability as an offlaner isn't as great considering the heroes he's up against now. But Root will pick him up. Darkseer and Wisp against Clockwork and Lifestealer so far. And once again, Denial and Root, both lineups looking pretty aggressive. Of course, Wisp with that relocate. Lifestealer and Clock have that natural synergy, being able to infest into the Clock, use a hook shot, and turn that into a hook bomb or Clock bomb. And we're going to see a ban here. It's going to be Puck from Denial. So they're going to start taking out some solo options. Root, meanwhile, going to take out the Rubik. And I'd be really surprised. There we go. It's going to be a CK ban. I'd be really surprised if they're going to let CK slip through. If you want to use the Wisp, make them work for it. Make them get something like what EG does with the Sven Wisp, or perhaps even some other combination of the two. I mean, putting Wisp with something like a PA is what Denial themselves used to do. But make them work for it. Don't give them the CK. That combo is so strong, but we see it all too often. Love to see different heroes with Wisp and how they pan out together. And now looking at Root Gaming up for their fourth ban. Do they want to ban out further support options or a solo? They're going to take Queen of Pain out of the mix, actually. So Quap is out. Yeah, there he is. Gyrocopter's going to sneak into this pool. Gyrocopter makes it through 8 bans and 4 picks untouched, and he ends up getting picked up here by Denial. So they've done a good job, and I love having a Gyrocopter and a Clockwork on the same team. Really do. It is amazing. Having those cogs, being able to have spacing between Gyrocopter and his targets is so useful. Of course, last game, that's exactly what Root had. And it just didn't work out for them because there were really gap closers on the side of Denial. I mean, think about the Night Stalker. The swap was there as well. So it turns the cogs against you. And that's what I said about the Vengeful Spirit in the past. He's a hero that kind of abuses Clockwork a little bit. And I really do like that matchup, Venge versus Clock, because all of a sudden your cogs turn against you. They're used for the enemy team spacing purposes. Those things last for a long time. They're legit. You have to respect the cogs. This is a third pick from Root here. They already have the Darkseer and the Wisp. So looking for potentially a solo. They want to pick up the OD. If they want to pick up something to go with the Wisp, I said Sven before. PA also a decent option. Of course, with the Overload, being able to buff up the attack speed, gonna probably give you more procs on coup de grace statistically. So those two would definitely work decently together. But they'll go for the Alchemist. And not having the Shadow Demon or having a Bane makes me think this is going to be a carry Alchemist. Nothing too crazy. We're not going to see support Alchemist 2 games in a row, I don't believe. I know some of you are probably laughing at me because in the draft, I really thought they were going to go for a farmy Alchemist. But they ended up putting on support. Naturel played it, and it's not like he played poorly by any stretch, but it just wasn't as effective as they needed it to be. Really. His stun, of course, you have to charge up for it to be better. It's a commitment over time. So if you're not getting that perfect initiation with a disruption into the concoction, then you're dealing with a mediocre stun that has a delay. It also has a long animation. You can, of course, block it with BKBs, disjoint it that way. If you have good reaction speed. Crystal Maiden picked up by Denial. And Crystal Maiden is a hero I love to see. I think Frostbite and Crystal Nova, amazing abilities. Even her aura is good. And she makes a tri-lane that much better. Working with something like a Lifestealer, that early game shutdown is so powerful. The problem is the move speed. It always will be the move speed. Anytime you see me cast a game and Crystal Maiden's in it, I'll always reference the move speed. Her base move speed is horrific. Someone should pull her boots, and then she'd be normal. But she cannot get caught out. Otherwise, Crystal Maidens, they can be in for long games. It really gets difficult to play that hero if you get caught out a couple times on the back of each other because all of a sudden you're a sitting duck. And Frostbite doesn't have the greatest range either. You kind of have to get in there to use it. If you get caught up by an Ice Path or a Vacuum or Concoction, then you're a dead Crystal Maiden. You don't live through very much as a CM. What Jakiro picked up on the flip side from Root Gaming is that little Dignitas 1-2 Darkseer Jakiro. Amazing 1-2 punch. Add in a great supporting cast in Alchemist and Wisp. Not that they're supports, but a couple other heroes. They can definitely make some good team fights here. And Alchemist farms at a great rate. He has to worry a little bit about the clockwork. Getting caught in the cogs, letting Gyrocopter just take pot shots at him would be devastating. But outside of that, he's looking strong. And Denial are going to ban out a Storm Spirit, who looks like it would fit better on their team than it would on Root's team. But they're going to ban out either way. Root Gaming will look for a 5th ban here. I'd imagine a support. If I were them, I'd ban out the Undying because we've seen Undying, Crystal Maiden, +1 tri-lanes from Rattlesnake in the past. If you watch some of your Asian Dota, that is a tri-lane that you do not want to mess with. It is amazing. And I'm not sure if we'll see the Undying here. Nyx Assassin banned out. Denial with the ball in their court. They can pick up whatever they want. They go for Enigma. So it's not exactly what I wanted to see. Undying would have been a little bit more exciting, but Black Hole potential. Malefic's done a great ability, especially since that patch. And now their lanes are kind of up in the air. It looks like they're going to offlane this clock, put Crystal Maiden in the bottom lane. I don't know how I feel about Crystal Maiden as a defensive laner. She just isn't that great at it, but it doesn't look like Root's going to go for an offensive tri-lane either. So it looks like she'll be able to get some levels up. Should be just fine. Maybe get her boots before somebody kills her. Root Gaming looking for a 5th and final hero to round up their lineup. They need something to throw in the middle lane probably. Templar Assassin would be a good option here. Naga Siren would be a better option. So they go for the Naga. It's going to be amazing disengage. They're going to be able to turn stuff around so well. Think about the amount of abilities Denial can throw into an engagement. Then if that song isn't caught in the middle of it, if it isn't in the black hole, then Snaking is going to pop it. And all of a sudden, setting up that Vacuum Ice Path on the back end of the song, your team fight is looking mighty strong. So I think this is a really smart pick from Root. I think they have a very solid lineup for them. It will be the farming Alchemist. Not going to see the support stuff any longer. And meanwhile, on the flip side, Denial. Another pretty aggressive lineup, I'd say. They have late game potential in the Gyrocopter. They kind of have to bring the fight to Root, though, because we know Alchemist farms at an absurd rate if he gets that Greevil's Greed up. And it looks like they're both going to opt for safe lanes, tri-lanes. So they're going to need a good mid-game. Root are going to want to try and make the game last a little bit longer, get those perfect engages. And I really should just change my loadout and make it a whole lot easier on me. But don't take the easy way out. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm NYJohn. This is the Dota 2 Canada Cup Grand Finals, Game 3. We're tied up one game apiece. Denial Esports are our dire team, and we'll see Ewo playing the Gyrocopter Masuko on the Crystal Maiden, Mihawk playing that Clockwork. Smash will be on the Lifestealer yet again. Didn't go too well for him in Game 1. And Misko on the Enigma. Now, the other thing about this game versus the last game, of course, that we saw Smash on the solo middle Lifestealer is that there's no hard lockdown through BKB. There's nothing that goes through Rage in this game. They can't catch him with the lasso like they were able to with the Batrider last time around. So definitely looking a little bit better for him in that regard. Meanwhile, on the flip side, our Radiant team, we have Sky playing Darkseer. Monkeys Forever on the Alchemist. Naturel will be playing Jakiro Taku on Wisp, and that leaves Snaking playing the solo middle Naga Siren. This is a lane middle that we're seeing more and more often, not necessarily the Lifestealer, but a melee versus melee, both of which formerly regarded as hard carry options, being pulled out and going middle up against each other. And I love it personally. I think it's much more exciting to watch. Misko's going to come to the bottom lane, make sure he denies up for his Clockwork. Clockwork can catch 3 in the cogs pretty easily, so this could be a really strong start for him if he's able to catch 3 after the third is denied. And he's going to try and block him and do so. We'll keep an eye on him. Clockwork Cam right now. Can Mihawk catch all 3? And that was also why it was interesting last game to see the Rocket Barrage first skill by the clock from that game. And there we go. He catches all 3. And this is a 5-second duration, I believe, at level 1. So it's able to, going to get some favorable equilibrium, really. Blocking them. The deny is going to help out. Has to be careful. They're stalking a little bit. And there, catch it a second time. And Mihawk's going to get experience here. Really well played by him. It's not often you get to say that about creep blocking. It certainly was the case. Smash is taking a good amount of harass damage on the middle lane. Already hit by the Riptide. Followed up with some damage. And this is a lane that I feel like is another break-even lane, really. Okay, both of you get your CS. That is exactly what you want. There shouldn't be lofty goals of super kills. Snaking's going to get hit by auto attacks and open wounds, but it's level 1 open wounds. Now they're going to trade autos yet again. And now that the Feast is in play, he's going to trade favorably. But I think both of them get their CS, end up with 50 CS around 10 minutes probably, and are pretty content with that. We'll see who decides they want to move first. On the bottom lane, Monkeys Forever does skill up Greevil's Greed first. So his CS is better than everyone else's CS in the game. Mihawk's going to drop down the cogs, try and be annoying. He gets a little bit more lane momentum now. Denying coming into play. He has 5 critters coming towards this tier 1, and the pull is also there. But that's actually probably going to favor him, that the pull is happening while these creeps are going under the tower, so the equilibrium might push back the other way, depending on how many denies they get at the pull spot. But Smash in the middle lane already forced to pop off his salve. Naga has her bottle up, so able to continually harass. In top lane, they get a kill on Darkseer. Didn't visit the top lane, missed the first blood. Darkseer going down to the tri-lane from Denial. And I don't even know how he got caught out there, getting hit by a Malefic Stun, got hit by a Frostbite as well. So they have the disables in place, but he should be playing really far back, probably just Iron Chill farming. Let's see, he got a little bit greedy. He is level 3, so he was able to pick up some experience, but ends up costing him his life, and he drops down. Sorry about missing that kill, guys. On the bottom lane, continue to see Monkeys Forever farm. Let's take a look at the top lane now that the action's already passed. And Ewo is farming well. 1,200, a naked 1,300 almost. Does he want to go for this Midas? I mean, he'd be looking at it really early in this game. It wouldn't be that bad of a decision, I believe. He's only 550 gold off. He can get that in a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and go for this 4.5 minute Midas. Middle lane, hasted Snaking is going to go in and out and harass, get his last hits. Snaking's doing a good job. He's 14-0, but Smash is 14-4. So, like I said, break-even lane, really. Both teams are just going to have to admit it. We're even. We can't do much about it. Have to bring in outside help to make something crazy happen. Sky's going to continue to farm up in the jungle now. We're not going to go back to that top lane Too dangerous for him. Doesn't want to live life on the edge. And Jarek, after getting this Midas, it helps him farm against the Alchemist at a more proportionate rate. So it is a good idea. And here's the Midas recipe. It's going to be flowing out. So he's really close to completing that. Mihawk on Clockwork is level 3, almost level 4 now. Without dying. So he's doing a good job of getting in there and getting his experience when he can. He has 8 last hits, which is pretty amazing. Smash is going to pop out the rage, try and harass Snaking, but Snaking is bottle crowing. And now Lifesteal actually just got his bottle recently, it looks like. So he might do the same. He's actually going to try and get this rune. He's going for a jump on it. And the spawn is top, so double damage will come for him. And that's going to be pretty nice. They're also rotating him one towards middle. It's Misko on that Enigma. He has a smoke if he'd like to try and wrap around here. The vision for the root are on the bottom half of the map, so I'm not sure it's necessary, but definitely give him a better vantage point. We'll see if Snaking comes any farther forward in the river here. Missile will come in. He is smoked up. Snaking's going to get spotted off here in a moment. Yep, here we go. Snaking's going to get jumped on. Malphite stun to start. Double damage Popeye smash. They do get the illusions off. A couple more auto attacks will do the job. And those ticks from the Malphite stuns. One more hit, but Snaking surviving. Snaking is going to make it out alive in that TP in. Forces Denial to back up. They couldn't dive that and risk it. Smash was still pretty low on health, all things considered, really. And it would have been probably his life if he decided to pursue that any further. And those illusions just create a little bit of spacing. Lifesteal couldn't maneuver around that freely. And it really did cause a little bit of trouble. Meanwhile, Snaking coming back into the middle lane. Going to try and look for a stun onto Smash. Smash is going to get netted up here. He's going to pop off the rage, turn around, maybe open up a natural. The double damage has been removed now. He's going to hit by double dual breath, and now, all of a sudden he's low. He's going to infest and pop out. The Ice Path catches him, and he gets killed. Smash trying to be cheeky in the middle lane. Gets picked off. An unnecessary death on the Lifestealer middle. Not looking good for Denial there. Let's look at our net worth, though. We see 2,500 on Ewo, 2,300 on Snaking now, and 2,100 on the Grievel's Greed farming Alchemist. And he hasn't opted to max it. He's maxing Acid Spray, which is going to help him try and farm some stacks, which they don't have going for them quite yet. So, interesting choice. Without stacks, I assume that Grievel's Greed might be a little bit preferable. Snaking in the middle lane gets jumped on. It's just harass damage from Smash, though. Song is available. Could rage through it, but wouldn't have enough damage to kill it. He's going to guess wrong in the rune spot. It's an invisibility down bottom. In the jungle, Sky now has his soul ring up, so he's doing better in the jungle in terms of his farm, of course. He's going to be much happier. Mihawk is going to come in level 5, pick up this invisibility, and that's really good for him. If he can pop off the invis, head up to the wave, maybe find level 6 soon here. I mean, level 6 in 7.5 minutes on an offlaner is something that's really strong. And having that hook shot, being able to roam around, even with the combo with Lifestealer, it can definitely be a good sign for Denial. But Naga Siren said sitting on that Song now. Song being available is a scary, scary thing. And it's amazing if you're a Root fan. It's just such a disruptive ability. They can't get the perfect initiation off. And now Smash is going to pop off a Rage out of anger. I guess that's what Rage is, really, though. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching, this is the Dota 2 Canada Cup. Root versus Denial. We're in Game 3. It's tied 1 game apiece. I'm NYJohn. This cup is brought to you by Dota 2 Canada. Be sure to follow them, Dota 2 Canada, on Twitter. Follow me at NYJohnTV on Twitter as well. We see an Ice Path coming out on the top lane. They're going to go on top of Ewo. Ewo is going to come back, though, as they put a Malphite stun onto Sky. This 1-2 punch wants to try and make itself noticed early on in the game here. But they're going to have to wait. This tower took a decent bit of damage. Not too much, though. On bottom lane, we see, looks like Mihawk's jumping on top of Taku, trying to catch him off alone. He's going to pop off the invisibility and just try to continue harass with a rocket barrage. Stun being charged by Monkeys Forever is going to hit himself. Now Mihawk, I mean, he's going to actually break out of the invisibility. I was thinking if he stalked there and waited for the battery assault again, maybe he can go for the kill onto Taku, but he actually didn't level Battery Assault, which a lot of people like to do now because of the amount of damage it does. He instead is emphasizing the Rocket Flare, which is, it's a little bit of give and take, right? His independent damage isn't that great because of it, but he's able to help out in the other lanes. Of course, get CS a little bit better as well. So it's a little bit, you can definitely justify both approaches. Mid lane Smash is trying to build up his boots. He hasn't even completed them yet. They should be done in 5 gold. We see Nagasara in a similar situation. Going to be looking for those drums and boots early here. I don't know what kind of boots. We'll have to wait and see what she prefers. Top lane Jarkauter picks up his Helm of Iron Will. So Ewo's farm still best in the game because of that early Midas pickup. The 4-minute Midas, 4.5-minute Midas, and it puts him at 43 net worth. 4,300 net worth, I should say. Bottom lane, there's 4 heroes down here. Mihawk has a regen rune. He's standing pretty far back, playing it cautiously, but still has to be careful nonetheless. The vacuum plus the ice path in play. They're going to TP Darkseer back up to the top lane since it's pushing this tower, taking some damage. It's down below half health now. Evo goes back to the jungle to farm, and there are stacks for the Dire. No, and there's stacks for the Radiant now too. So both teams are taking full advantage of the opportunity to stack and farm those off. And Gyrocopter, of course, farms stacks absurdly quickly because of that flat cannon. So he's got money on money on money. This is a slower pace to the game than either of the games that preceded it. 1-1. We're almost 10 minutes in. Denial versus Root Game 2. It's also the score of our series. Gyrocopter is getting beefy. Now he has a completed Helm of the Dominator. Can use that to stack up his Ancients if he'd like. We see Lifestealer on the middle lane doing decent. Let's see if I was right in CS. Yeah, they're both around 50, so that's exactly what they wanted. Nagasaran actually picking up a little bit extra CS on top of him, about 9 up. And that's going to be because of the kill, of course. He was just pushed out of lane for that time. So he's able to farm a little bit better. Mihawk, the lane's being pushed towards him. He's level 6 now. Hookshot is available. And Enigma is level 6 as well. 7, actually. So he has a black hole available. A couple of big abilities coming online for Denial. On the flip side, checking out these supports. Wisp is level 6, so Relocate is here. Macro Pyro is in play. So a couple more abilities all across the board. Nagasaran does opt for treads. And we'll see who's going to be the first one to try and use them. Misko is not sitting on that much money. Actually, he has the headdress on the courier. So his farm doesn't look like it's been that great, honestly. It's 47 jungle CS, only 2,700 net worth. And it still has a kill on top of that. So I'd expect him to have a little bit more, maybe a buckler. I thought he would be on timing for a 13-minute mech or something like that. Snaking in the jungle is hunting. He's looking for somebody here. He's on the prowl. He's going to try and pop a song if he finds them, but he's not going to find anybody. He's going to back up. He actually gets frostbitten by Crystal Maiden. And now here's the relocate. It's a big relocate. It's going to bring in a couple. But the black hole from Misko is going to catch all 3. And there's the call down. Denial taking down 3 from Root. Seamless plays. The huge bait from Crystal Maiden gets the TP and gets the relocate and destroys all of them with a black hole. Amazing play from Denial there. And they had to know. Root had to know that where in the world is Enigma? He's got to be somewhere into the jungle. And that was just too much of a risk. You had so many MIAs across the map. 3 kills in an instant. And 2 of which in the Alchemist and Nagasiren that are high priority targets. Those are valued kills. It's not that you're just throwing a support out there. You're throwing a big target. And now they died. We had a quick pause, but it looks like we're ready to resume. More money on money on money for the Gyrocopter, who's now up 2K. And Root. Just an ill-advised fight there. Trying to kill off a Crystal Maiden. Even if they were able to do it, they were likely to lose somebody. They couldn't relocate both of the heroes back with them. They could song and try and TP out, but could rage through it. There was a lot of different options. So, not the best maneuver in my estimation. Darkseer's getting close to his mech, though. He's about 350 away from it. We also see Snaking getting hit by the Surge here. Doesn't have his drums yet. Now they find Crystal Maiden. This time, she'll be a little bit easier to kill. from the back end. She's going to juke. Crystal Maiden with the jukes. Here's a punch from Darkseer. Nope. Yeah, he actually punches her to death. It was almost a good juke. So they get the kill on the Crystal Maiden that they so desperately wanted and could not find earlier. Crystal Maiden, slow movement speed in play. 330 with brown boots. Oh, so slow. Oh, so slow. Smash is going to continue to farm in the middle lane. He's now up to 3,700 net worth. He's sitting pretty far back in regards to the other heroes. He's going to pop off the rage, put some damage onto Snaking. He's being a little bit overconfident here. TP's coming in to help him out. He knows that the disable's used, but they're still in net, I believe. And there's a full relocate gank, and Smash is going to drop here. Gets taken down by Wisp. Full relocate. That was definitely much better coordinated, well worth it. And just a bad play by Smash. What was he going to do? He just applied some harass damage to Jakiro. That's why you're going to go uphill and risk your own life to hit a twin-headed dragon. He has two heads. Now it's going to turn into some damage onto tier 1 here. And we've seen Smash make a couple of those silly plays. But he makes a good amount of phenomenal plays as well. Tower's going down top lane. It looks like there's going to be nothing they can do to save this. Glyph is already used. Last hit goes to Gyrocopter. There's a rotation to try and kill off the heroes, though. Sleep is there. They're going to pop it off. It catches Iwo as well as Misko. And they're going to throw off the perfect line Ice Path, and it's too late. They hesitate on it. Misko is going to be able to try and TP out here. He's not going to make it, though. But instead, we see Iwo able to just rotate out. That Ice Path missed both targets. That's exactly the opposite of what he wanted. So interesting plays from either side in this game. Denial versus Root, Game 2, tied up 1 apiece. I'm NYJohn, this is Dota 2 Canada Cup Grand Finals. We have Monkeys Forever on the bottom lane. He's looking for a Battle Fury. This is really greedy from him. A really greedy build. He already farms at a better pace than heroes through Grievel's Greed. He could have just leveled that instead. I don't know what I think about this. Now Hookshot is going to catch off Wisp here. Mihawk hasted on top of her. Wisp looking for anyone to tether to, but tether actually got interrupted by the battery assault, looks like. He gets hit by the Ice Path. He's going to be slowed down, and Mihawk's going to try and kamikaze right now, but mech popped. Taku's going to live, and Mihawk is going to die. Everyone taking turns making silly plays. And this game has turned into a little bit of a sideshow, honestly. As Monkeys Forever, to emphasize it, is going to stun himself, but he couldn't do anything about that. Hopefully, both teams can get their things together. Their acts straight. That wasn't worthwhile. I'm just joking around, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm NYJohn. This is the Dota 2 Canada Cup Grand Finals. I just said that a moment ago. But I'll say it again. If you didn't know I purchased a ticket for $1 in the Dota 2 store, be sure to do it now. I know it's the finals, and you're wondering, why would I want to purchase a ticket now? Because it's a waste of my dollar. But you're supporting the organizers. It gives them numbers they can show and try and get sponsors for future events. They also privately funded this, so they get a little bit of the proceeds, and it will help them in terms of recuperating the money they put forth, which is a really nice thing to do. See middle lane. Snaking continued to farm well. He has 1,000 more gold in his bank. Farming better than Smash. Smash with 2 deaths now. Masuko on the Crystal Maiden, only 1 death. So in comparison, he probably shouldn't have as many. We see the stacks coming up for the Ancients. There's 3 stacks here right now. 2 Golems, 1 Triceratops. Meanwhile, top lane, Iwo continues to farm pretty well. He purchases up the Javelin. He also has the Centaur to stack with, but I'm not sure if he's been doing it the whole time. There probably should be more than 3 stacks, considering he had the Helm of the Dominator about 4 minutes ago or 5 minutes ago. So he has to be a little bit more vigilant about that. Middle lane, they're going to engage onto Snaking. Snaking gets hit by the Frostbite, but it's just going to go Illusions, and now they're going to turn this around. Masuko taking a good bit of damage. Macropyre used. Misko comes in, uses the Malefice stun on top of Natural. They're going to look for a Black Hole. It only catches 1. It only catches the Jakiro, and that's a lot for just the Jakiro. Smash continues on forward. He has the Rage active. Now he's going to infest into a creep, and they're just going to be a full disengage. The only casualty so far is Crystal Maiden. Misko may go down as well, though. He's getting really low. We see Malefice stun on top of Snaking. Smash is going to pile on some damage as well. He has a Rage available in a second. He can pop that off. Turn around. He's going to, once again, slow the Jakiro, but instead attack the Nagasiren. And somehow, Misko surviving there miraculously and now has the mech up on him. And they're trying to extend this fight even longer because Clockwork's coming in from the side with a hook shot. So he's looking for somebody to catch. Crystal Maiden's already respawned. Died and respawned. That's how long this thing got dragged out. And I don't know if they can catch anybody. They're not even going to look for it. It's too far range, out of the range of the hook shot. Ends up being a pick-off for Root. They don't use any big spells. They don't have to really worry that much. They didn't have to use the song or anything. And Enigma used a black hole. It didn't get them any kills. It was probably a bad black hole to begin with. They couldn't even kill the Jakiro. TP in. Frostbite on the Naga Siren. She's going to pop off the song. Look for an engage. Here's a relocate into the middle of it. This is huge. Here comes the amazing stun. It's going to deal so much damage to Misko. He's already dead. Call down is coming for the back end, though. And now Ewo's here to turn the tides. Monkeys Forever is being taken down. He's dead. Gyrocopter with 2 kills. Surge is going to take the Darkseer out of the fight, but on the side, Crystal Maiden's auto attack, finishing off the Naga Siren. They're going to smoke, and they're going to go and try and take down a stack that isn't there. They're just going to kill off the Ancients, I suppose. But that was Ewo single-handedly coming in and wiping the floor. Taking down everybody. That call down was superb. And he is really an interesting item connoisseur. Look at this build. I mean, of course, we know what the Helmet of the Dominator does. It's great. It gives you good defensive stats early on as well. But he's going to go straight for an MKB. This is a game with a song, with a concoction, with a whole lot of disables. Not going to go for the BKB. Not going to play it safe. We've seen games where his first item choice has been the Divine Rapier. Not going to see that today, but still risky nonetheless. I mean, if they catch him out with the song and focus their efforts on him, Vacuum, Ice Path, Concoction, Gyrocopter's going to die. He only has 1,200 health. He's not that tanky. Concoction alone deals almost 400. He gets spotted off in the enemy jungle. He's going to take a little bit of harass damage. This is a very risky build from him. But if Lifesteal is taking most of the damage in the center of the fight, then yeah, it's going to work out. And he does finish off the entirety of that MKB now, and he's going to farm his stacks. This Illusion's going to spot off this stack, actually. But they're going to be far too late to contest this, as he has the saddest creep for stacking. It's a little Satyr, and the Satyr gets hit by the Triceratopses. So hard. Poor little Satyr. And they're going to rotate right into the Roche pit. Try and go for an early Roche on here. It's 19.5 minutes in this Dota 2 Canada Cup Grand Finals. Root Gaming versus Denial. Game 3. Denial are going to try and take a Roche on. We're netted up in kills 7-7. We're netted up in the series 1-1. And 4-0 on Gyrocopter. If we look at his net worth, which has been up all game, he's at 12,000 net worth. This is a 4.5 minute Midas. Really done a good job of farming this game, making the most out of his time to farm. 166 on the CS boards. That's really good for 20 minutes. And also 1,500 on top of already having that MKB. So maybe it's not that big of a deal. Maybe I just overestimated. At the rate that he's farming, it's not going to be that hard to pick up the BKB, but he's going to get stunned off here. He's in trouble. Monkeys Forever with the Acid Spray and the Concoction. The Chain Stun is there. The Dual Breath. And Ewo is going to lose the Aegis as quickly as he got it. Wisp is going to take himself home, but should have taken someone else with him. A misplay from the Wisp. And Smash is going to get stunned off here. Can they catch up to Monkeys Forever? They can't. A misplay that they don't end up paying for. But Wisp has to come back with a relocate and will die in return. Tower goes down top lane. Meanwhile, Snaking as well as Sky going to combine for that tower kill. We see Darkseer building a plate mail now, so it looks like he's going to be going towards something like... I mean, I don't want to see an AC. I'd rather say it's Shiva's, but could be an AC. You could see it benefiting his team greatly, and none of them are really on track for that item yet. Naga Siren's looking for a Manta. Interesting choice to not go for the early defusal. Tower goes down somewhere. Dire on the bottom lane looks like they take a tower. Meanwhile, in the jungle, Mihawk's finding some extra farm. He has 1,200 gold in the bank. We'll see what he wants to build. Shakiro is going to build towards a 4-staff, it looks like. Alchemist has completed up his Shadowblade and his Battle Fury, so he can farm really quickly now. I still think this is a pretty greedy build from him, though. He still needs a BKB, probably, because otherwise Frostbite's going to be an effective ability against him going into the late game, which really would be a shame. And, of course, the Malefice stun. There's plenty of abilities you can block. Misko's going to TP out here. He's in a pretty awkward situation, but he'll be just fine. They're going to relocate up top into the middle of the team. Black Hole instantly canceled. The Misko with a huge blunder. The jump in from Mihawk. The Vacuum. It's going to catch 2 in the middle of it. Now Ewo's just able to take shots at them and clock with an opening. And a Ice Path catches Smash as he tries to pursue, but the missile still is going to hit on Snaking in a moment here. Open wounds onto Naturel. Rage going to pop as well. Naturel's going to lose his life here. So far, 2-for-1 trade in favor of Denial. Monkeys Forever with a double damage up is trying to find somebody to stun. He stuns off Smash. Didn't want to stun himself there. And now he'll back off as well. You could see Smash finish off that armlet. And that was just... my God. The vacuum pulled everybody in. But then Clockwork countered by using the cogs, and Ewo was outside of it. The 20-minute MKB gyrocopter is not in the cogs, while 2 of the Radiant heroes were. That is really bad luck for them, and they needed that song to disengage. So a huge play by Snaking to make sure he got that off, because otherwise they would have been devastated. Meanwhile, Wisp looking for some farm in the jungle here. Bottom lane, Monkeys Forever coming up. Smash is here. He has a full wand as well, so he has a fair bit of mana that we cannot see. Monkeys Forever. I still think a BKB is the right choice. He's going to pop off his invis as the tether comes out to him. Top lane, they're trying to get some more farm and Snaking as well. He looks like he's transitioning his build over to the Diffusal now as he picks up a Blade of Alacrity. So, interesting decision by him to not finish off the Manta and actually go for the Diffusal if that is the case. I want to thank everyone that's watching. I'm NYJohn. This is the Dota 2 Canada Cup. Oh, relocate! They're going to try and catch Ewo here. The sun's flying up on the back end, though. Smash is engaging on the Wisp. Can he kill the Wisp off before the relocate takes them home? The Surge is trying to keep him alive. Ewo's still surviving, though. And now Taku has to come back into the middle of it. He will take Monkeys Forever home, but they've set up their team for disaster. Jakiro is dead. Darkseer is dead. They couldn't kill off the gyrocopter quickly enough. He got his BKB off and turned it around. And now Snaking solo pushing that top lane. He has a song available in 1 second, so he should be okay. He can just TP out, it looks like. Unless this hook shot, there's no hook shot. False alarm. And they're going to turn this... oh, there's a song, there's a TP. He'll be just fine. There's also 1,400, 1,500 gold on Enigma. So after having 2 to 3 bad black holes, he's fed up. He's going for the BKB. He's about 1,300 or so away from it. And that is definitely the right item choice for him. I know oftentimes we see Enigmas opt for blinks. In this game, you need that BKB. Something as small as a tether stun can interrupt his black hole, really. And they also have, now with that BKB, they'll have 3 people that are able to work through the song. So there's potential there as well. There's the Diffusal completed up for Naga Siren, so he did transition his build. The Diffusal is in place, so his damage output is much more significant now. Darkseer just picks up a casual plate mail, it looks like, as he decides to go for an Ultimate Orb instead. Probably going to be a Scythe of Vice with the Ultimate Orb. And he's making some weird noises in-game. We see Taku floating around here. Ewo's going to walk uphill and actually get pinged off. He's in a really risky position. They have a lot of vision over here, but nonetheless, he doesn't want to get caught this far away from home with no support. I mean, the nearest person is mid lane right now. He is a ways away from them. So he's just going to back up casually. He's 7-0-5 right now, so who am I to question his aggression? We do see Roshan 4.5 minutes from respawning. Monkeys Forever now sitting on 2,900 gold. Is the next item choice the BKB? Is it the AC? Both of which pretty good choices. Here's a smash coming in from the side. He's going to open up on Taku, and Taku's going to try and tether out, but he's not within range to get to Monkeys Forever. Monkeys Forever at least had the presence of mind to rotate towards him as soon as possible, but still not going to save the life of his buddy. Top lane Snaking continues to try and off-push a little bit, tries to get this momentum going for them in this lane, and he's done so successfully. He's going to actually TP out here. Nisco is going to spot off Sky as Sky walks uphill, and vice versa. And this tower will be just fine. Let's see, heavy emphasis down bottom. There's going to be a missile flying off. It hit somebody, or at least it sounded on somebody. Ewo's going to be targeted. Pops out the BKB, turns around. Monkeys Forever cannot man up in this fight. He's just dropping. One more auto attack will take him down. Crystal Man gets a kill on the side. Now down goes the Jakiro. Snaking with a song available. He might need to pop it to get out of here safely. Smash has a Shadow Blade and is making full use of it in this team fight for pursuit. And Ewo not caught inside of the song. Smash the only one in it. 2 heroes down. 1 big hero down for Root. Denial looking good in this game. Over 5,000 gold lead, over 10,000 experience lead. Game 3. It's netted up 1-1. Best of 5 series. Dota 2 Canada Cup Grand Finals. Thank you for watching. I'm NYJohn. If you're enjoying the cast, if you're enjoying the tournament, be sure to purchase up a ticket in-game. It's only $1. Also, check me out on Twitter at NYJohn TV. Now we see the Illusions trying to stop the push from happening down at bottom. They're going to go ahead and put some pressure on the tower. The tower dropping relatively quickly because of the amount of damage coming out from Gyrocopter. He also has 4,800 gold in the bank. So this is a wealthy Gyrocopter. He can be sitting on buyback gold. He can probably purchase up, I don't even know what he want to buy. Maybe a butterfly next. That could be on its way soon. Meanwhile, Smash with that Shadow Blade. What a crazy build. What a crazy little guy. But it does give him great pursuit mechanics, of course. Being able to catch up to them with that extra movement speed. He is fast, and he didn't have to go for the drums like we usually see Lifesteal go for when they go from drums and the Sanjin Yasha. Instead, it's just a Shadow Blade. And now they're rotating back towards the Roche pit. Roche isn't up for 2 more minutes. Ancients are being stacked. It looks like that was unsuccessfully, but EO is still going to get a whole lot of money from here, as he's going to find almost enough money for a Rapier. Dare I say it? Could EO be looking for a Rapier right now? It's a possibility, I suppose. Roche back up in 2 minutes. It wouldn't be the riskiest of choices. Mid lane Illusion versus Clockwork, and it's a pretty cool battle. 6,400 gold on him now as he sells the Bassi. And we're waiting with bated breath. Goes to the secret shop with the courier. Stops. Purchases something. He's talking to his team about it. They're like, seriously? Are you going to buy a Rapier and risk throwing this game? We're not ahead by that much. Okay, I'll send the courier home. And that's that. He's not going to buy the Rapier, not yet at least. And instead, click on him, he still doesn't spend his money. 6,800 gold. You can buy any item in the game. Any item at all. They're going to wait for the Roche on, and then he'll buy the Rapier. Roche up in 1 minute now. This could be a big Roche. I mean, especially if he gets a Rapier off the back end of it. They're going to go on top of snaking here. Smash finds him off. He's going to defuse himself, though, wisely, and removes the open wound slow. And will casually leave that area. Crystal Maiden on warding duty. No real items on him. We always come back to Ewo somehow in the jungle. Clockwork's looking for his Aghanims. He's 700 gold away from that. Roche up in 27 seconds. Take a look at Monkeys Forever. He does pick up the plate melt, so he's not going to go for a BKB. He's going to go for the AC. An Invisible Smash walks right through a sentry, and on counter-warding duties, we'll spot it off for him, and he'll realize promptly thereafter. Snaking in the jungle has a song available. He also can afford his Manta if he wants to pick it up now. There's the Rapier. Purchased up by Ewo. I said it before, Ewo is a ballsy player. He likes to go for different items. This isn't that risky because he's going to have the Aegis. BKB is now finished up for Enigma, and this is an amazing timing for him. Look how quickly this Roshan has gone down. And this very well could be the game for Denial. They could be... I mean, the amount of damage he does, if they don't get a good initiation off on top of Gyrocopter and kill him twice, good luck. I mean, with the flat cannon alone, they're dealing with snaking and his illusions, which is a big part of his team fight. Being able to output extra damage with those illusions. He's going for a Manta too, and they're just going to get drained. Ewo's now pushing forward the middle lane. They must realize he has the Rapier now. 1,800 gold in the bank on top of that, so can afford a buyback if he drops as well. If he drops 3 times. 2 times? 2 times. And now mid lane, they're going to just all-in push this. And it looks like Root want nothing to do with it. We're going to have a base race. They're not TPing anybody home. The only person at home right now is Jakiro. And the tier 3 tower's gone down. They're working on a Rax now. And there's still no response. Root don't know what to do. They're taking down a tier 2 on the bottom lane. The Rax is dead though. They've lost the Rax. Top lane, they're working on a tier 3 from Root. But everything's exposed, and they're just going to casually rotate over and kill another Rax. This is going to be a game for Root. They're looking for a trade that just isn't there. Root's trying to take down the tier 3 on top lane now. Here's an Ice Path. They're trying to slow it down, but the second Rax is down. A TP home from Masuko. Bad decision. He dies instantly. He's going to buy back. Admirable moves from Crystal Maiden. But they're trying to kill off the Rax, and this Rax is actually going down. There's no glyph available. And somehow this trade is working out for Root Gaming. Somehow they get 2 Raxes in response. Nobody TP's home, and the TPs are late now. They had the second Rax killed before either of theirs dropped. And now Misko's going to come in here. He's going to look for a kill on somebody. He's going to pop off that BKB. No, he's not. He's just going to Malphite stun. Alchemist gets a kill on Crystal Maiden for the second time. And somehow they trade racks for racks, and that's that. A casual disengage right after. There was plenty of time for them to respond. A horrible play from Denial. Here I am calling the game because they look like they're the smartest people alive. They're base racing at a faster pace. They take down 2 Raxes, and then they don't get home. There's no TP on the gyrocopter. So that's the reason why he wasn't able to get home and defend those. But they couldn't have won for this tower because they don't have a tier 2. Maybe they would have got 3 Raxes that they could have. He can't fit a TP either, so they needed Smash to go home, and he doesn't have a TP. No TP Dota coming out from Denial. Ends up making this a much more even game than it probably should have been. Still, though, Root are going to have to face them at some point, you'd imagine. They're going to have to collide head-to-head, and how do they cope with this Divine Rapier? The answer? Keep dodging it. Reclaim in 3 minutes. There's plenty of time left on that gyrocopter. This is an early reminder from the game. Dota TV, keeping me on top of it. If you're watching, thank you for tuning in. This is the Dota 2 Canada Cup Grand Finals. Denial Esports, formerly known as Arctic, against Root Gaming. Root Gaming have looked much better throughout the course of this tournament, and seriously, are exhibiting some good team play. But in this game, Denial, the ball is in their court. I mean, Ewo has all the farm you need to win a game as a gyrocopter. And now he has the Satanic purchased up and completed. He TP's home. They're trying to take down Monkeys forever. They go with him. Malphus stun. Here comes from the side Masuko. They're going to get an ice. I'll find him as well. And not having that BKB. Here comes the sleep, though. They're going to try and get it disengaged. But through the sleep, Smash is able to kill off the Wisp. So 2 are dead. And now Natural TP's home, and the hookshot is late. Buyback came out from Alchemist immediately. Alchemist now sitting on a basher as well. But still, I mean, Frostbite is going to lock this guy down. That has to be frustrating if you're Alchemist. Frostbite is going to be an effective ability against you. Malphus stun is going to really hamper his ability to output damage in the middle of these fights. These are concerns I have. We'll see if both teams... Oh, well, the tier 2 on top actually dropped somewhere in the middle of that mayhem. This is an exposed tier 3 now. We see Denial still sitting on their tier 2 middle. Travels on Enigma, so he can get in and out and back and forth. Travels on Gyrocopter, as well as every other item in the game. His farm is ridiculous right now. His net worth 25,000, 7,000 more than an Alchemist. That's not easy to do. Here's a hookshot in. They're looking for Monkeys forever. They don't have detection, though. But the hookshot, not a big investment considering it's on a 5-second cooldown. And Smash was just sitting there trying to bait it for a moment. Ewo is going to get TP'd on bottom. That Aegis is going to drop in a minute. And then that's a dark period for the Gyrocopter. He has a Satanic now, so he should be good, but he has to be careful. If he loses that Divine Rapier, he gives it to Alchemist. Alchemist isn't doing as well as him, but he's no slouch. Monkeys Forever would really love to have a Rapier, needless to say. Now top lane, they're pushing out. The final racks of Root may be threatened here. Aegis reclaimed in 30 seconds. It would be far too risky to just throw Ewo in there. Nope, they can't do that at this point. They're just going to have to siege this tower the good old-fashioned way. Glyph is available. Here's Naturel popping off his Ghost Scepter, trying to stay alive. Hookshot on him. He's going to die before the fight even begins. It's one easy kill for Denial. And Naturel standing in his own base, just not safe enough. Relocating to the middle of it. Here we go. Vacuum's going to pull everybody in. There's a black hole. It catches 2. It's going to be a couple kills. And the shots from the Fire Cat are too much. Godlike double kill for Ewo. Now they're going to go out to Monkeys Forever. He's dead as well. Doesn't have buyback. Naga Siren is the last man standing, but he can't do it by himself. This is the third final racks going down. There will be Mega Creeps, and the throne is likely to fall as well. Denial looks to take a 2-1 lead in the Dota 2 Canada Cup Grand Finals. Brought to you by Dota2.ca. At Dota2 Canada on Twitter. I'm NYJohn at NYJohn TV on Twitter. And it looks like Denial are about to close this one out. GG can be called any moment. Snaking going to try and be a hero here. As he pops off the song. Ewo pretty far forward. There's no black hole. They're going to get the ice. It's only on Ewo. He's all they care about. They're trying to kill him off. He still has Satanic available, though. And on the back end, Clockwork's able to get out. Smash comes back in. He's on top of Taku. Taku just trying to survive. He pops out the Ghost Scepter to stay alive for a moment. The flat cannon damage is going to hit, and it's going to kill. It's going to kill both. Flat cannon damage. Too strong. And Gyrocopter takes down the final buildings. GG called. That's it. Game 3 is over. Denial are 1 game away from winning the tournament. So Vacuum comes in. Last minute. Hopeful. Plays. Ewo's going to... Oh, he does! Divine Rapier on the ground. Divine Rapier on the ground. Picked up by Alchemist. He buys back, comes right back into the fight, though. Exposed Throne and Mega Creeps. Ewo's getting hit here really hard. Meow gets turned around and he's finished. Ewo's going to die for the 2nd time. Bisco's going to back up. Dare you say Russian GG? Disconnects. Disconnects. I guess the game's over. Not really sure. There's the disconnect for Monkeys Forever. So, respectable thing from Root. Despite that last fight going a little bit haywire. Amazing play by Denial all game, though. 23-17, not a great kill advantage, but Ewo's farm was through the roof. He takes the risk. It works out for him. 833 gold per minute. And that's going to win Denial Game 3. Do Root have a response for Game 4? I sure hope so. We can take this series to the limit. I'm NYJohn. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at NYJohnTV. Also, check me out here on the Twitch channel by clicking that follow button. I cast a variety of things when I have the opportunity to, and it would be nice if you can tune in whenever I'm casting. So do those things. Get at me. Once again, thank you for watching. Be sure to follow at Dota2 Canada on Twitter. Purchase a ticket for only $1 in game. I know it's the finals, and there's only maybe one more game, maybe 2 games left, but it still helps the organizers a lot. So just do it. It's $1, please, if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, I'm sorry for trying to peer pressure you into it. That's all for this game. See you later. When the next game is available, we'll have it up, and it will be great as well. This has been a good series so far, guys. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am.